On a summer afternoon, the small hotel on the edge of the forest was bathed in the brilliant yellow sunlight, creating a scene that was both peaceful and mysterious. Large glass panels reflected light onto the quiet lobby, making everything sparkle in the sunlight. The steady hum of the air conditioner mixed with the rustling sound of pens were the only things that could be heard. At the reception desk, Lena, in her neat light blue uniform, was attentively writing in the reservation book. Her long hair was tied low at the nape of her neck, a few small strands of hair fluttering in the wind from the door. The girl had no idea that a special, dangerous guest was approaching. The glass door was half closed to let in the cool breeze from the forest, accidentally becoming the entrance to fate. From the shady steps, a large shadow quietly crept into the lobby without making a sound.
It was an adult leopard. Its body was muscular but exhausted. Its golden fur with prominent black spots. Its fur was covered in dirt, exuding the smell of scorched sunlight and wild forest. With each step, its long claws clicked on the polished tile floor, the sound like the clock hands were counting down. The security camera, mounted high above, coldly recorded each tense movement. The leopard moved slowly. Its eyes were cloudy, as if it had just escaped from a long coma. Its belly was sunken. Its breathing was rapid. Its hind legs limped, as if it had no strength left. It did not roar, did not rush forward, only looked wearily around the hall like an exhausted wanderer. Little by little, the distance between it and Lena narrowed, leaving only a few short steps. Its giant shadow stretched out under the sunlight, covering the entire floor behind the girl.
Lena unconsciously turned to get a towel to wipe the table, a simple but fateful action. She was startled to see a leopard standing right there, its body silent and threatening. Her eyes widened in horror, her body frozen like a stone statue. She tried to hold back her scream, breathing slowly and taking small steps back to calm down. The leopard tilted its head, its eyes empty, more pain than ferocity, as if asking for help. The air in the lobby seemed to thicken. Each passing second felt heavy like hours. Lena was startled to find its left front leg tightly caught in a rusty iron trap. Blood from the wound flowed in a red stream, spreading onto the shiny tile floor. The leopard let out a soft groan and then collapsed right in front of the reception desk. The smell of blood, sunburned fur, and damp soil from the forest mixed together, rushing straight into the air. Her hands trembling, but her will firm, Lena immediately pulled out her phone to call the rescue center. She described the animal's condition and the hotel's location in detail in a trembling but determined voice. Then, she took a clean towel and gently placed it near the leopard as a silent consolation. A male employee suddenly walked in, screaming in horror, making the atmosphere even more tense. Lena quickly raised her hand to signal silence and urgently evacuated all guests from the lobby. She kept a few meters away, her eyes never leaving the leopard's dying body. The internal alarm system was activated. The entire hotel switched to emergency mode. About 10 minutes later, a specialized rescue vehicle rushed over and stopped in front of the large glass door. 3 employees wearing protective gear got out, carrying medical bags, anesthetic guns, and a stretcher. They moved slowly, in a disciplined formation, observing and assessing the situation. One employee shot a light anesthetic injection into the leopard's thigh with high precision. It jerked slightly, but no longer had the strength to resist, then slowly fell asleep. The rusty iron trap was opened with special pliers, emitting a terrifying screeching sound. The wound was so deep that the tendons were exposed.
The surrounding skin was red and swollen and severely infected. They quickly disinfected and bandaged it to temporarily stop the bleeding, avoiding further blood loss. The leopard was placed on a special stretcher with soft cushions and strong straps. Lena choked up and asked anxiously if it could survive. The team leader smiled and reassured that if it had arrived a few hours later, it would definitely not have survived.
The car left the hotel lobby in silence, carrying a fragile life. Lena stood still and watched until the car disappeared behind the deep green trees. At the rescue center, the leopard was named RUTO, meaning Hope of the Forest. Doctors immediately performed surgery, cleaned and stitched the dangerous wound. It was given IV fluids, strong antibiotics, and painkillers to keep it alive. RUTO's whole body was covered with old scars. His fur was matted with fungus, parasites, and dense scratches. On the first day, he did not eat, only breathed weakly, and lay curled up as if waiting to die. The young doctor on duty at night patiently sat next to him, reading a book and playing soft music. On the third day, RUTO gently licked the broth, moved his head, a small sign of revival. The good news was immediately reported to Lena, who hurried to visit him in great emotion. When he saw her, RUTO opened his eyes, his gaze lingering as if remembering his first benefactor who was not afraid of him. From that day on, he started eating raw meat again and learned to walk around the iron cage. The wound gradually dried, the stitches faded, and new fur grew out, a smooth golden color. When his health stabilized, RUTO was taken to a semi-wild area with trees, streams, and fake bait. There, he was trained in hunting reflexes, gradually recovering his natural instincts. The doctors assessed RUTO's condition and concluded that he was ready to return to the forest. The release documents were carefully prepared and the important moment was set. Lena attended, bringing the white scarf that had been placed next to him on the first day. On a clear morning, the specialized vehicle carrying RUTO entered deep into the reserve. The cage door opened in the middle of the tall grass, with only the sound of birds and the wind blowing through. RUTO stepped out, his chest filled with breath, his ears perked up, his eyes shining with freedom. He turned his head to look at Lena one last time, letting out a deep roar as if to say a deep thank you. Immediately after, his whole body rushed into the forest, disappearing among the green trees. Lena's white scarf was caught on a branch, fluttering in the wind like an everlasting memory. The story of the brave receptionist and the miraculous surviving leopard spread, becoming a symbol of humanity and trust between humans and nature.